this video is gonna be on a pretty old school color change, but then again, there are a lot of really good old school color changes. Anyways, I've heard this move go by several different names. The shake change, the Sidewinder change, and I'll go with the Sidewinder change for this the sake of this video because that seems to be the most popular name for this sleight. Anyways, first up, before I get into the tutorial, I would like to show you this move in application of just a card trick you're doing to anybody. Alright, first off, I need a card selected, so go ahead and touch any card, please. This one, the 10 of diamonds, perfect. We'll take the 10 and lose it right about center into the pack. There. Now I'm going to try and find your 10 using the help of the top card, actually. 3 of clubs. Watch. All I have to do is take the 3 and place it right about center, right about where I put the 10 into the deck, and watch. Now, just with a shake, you can see the 3 turns into the first selected card. Okay, that was an example of this change. Now let's get into how to do it. Okay, I'm going to try and make this tutorial as brief as possible without missing anything in the move. So, let's get with the basics first. First off, you need to know how to simply do a double lift, and if you don't know how to do a double lift right now, I recommend you search a good tutorial and get a double lift that's custom to you. That one that just feels comfortable. Some people, you know, turn it over like that, or it doesn't matter. You just have to have a card with the card that you want to change it into loaded behind it. Okay, so the easiest way to go into this is just doing a double lift of any kind and putting it on top of the deck and showing the audience the selected card or the card that you're going to change. To prepare for this, if you want to change a card into, if you want to get a random card and change it into a selected card, have the card that you would like to do the change into on top of the deck. That's a good way to load this, because then you can just go into a double lift and the card you want to change it into is right behind it. Okay, so much for a brief tutorial. Actually, I just feel like I have to cover everything. Okay, next part of this change, this is where it gets tricky for people. You just have to lift the double lift off of the deck in a convincing, like just a casual manner, so they still think it's one card. I like to do this by grabbing the top right corner of the cards just with my 2 fingers and my thumb, and it just makes you don't really draw too much attention. It looks like just the normal way of holding a card. Now once you have that double lift secured like this, I like to keep my index finger on the top edges just to make sure it doesn't slide apart and split, because that would be bad. And now we place the double into the center of the pack, wherever you're going to do the change. Right about middle is best, okay? And you put it in as cleanly as possible at this point. Now this is how I adjust into it. As I go to adjust that one card, this middle finger pushes, or pulls these 2 apart, I guess you could say. And here's where it gets tricky as well. As you push that second card down, you just want to make sure your pinky is right in contact with it. Okay, so you see how there's a little edge sticking out right there? That's so when you do the change, it catches on your pinky and that card stays there. Okay, so you have to load the double, split it in the back, just make sure it's flush so they can't see it from the top edge. Push it down, position it at an angle so there's a little edge sticking out, and you want it right about above your pinky finger. Some people do this like with the ring finger right there, but for the sake of how I do the Sidewinder change, I load it like that. That's what they cannot see that right there at the angle that you're holding the deck at. Okay? So this is the situation right now. You have a little gap between these two cards, and the corner is out-jogged, right above the pinky finger. Now here's the actual change. In the shaking motion is covering up the change, which is the index finger comes around, comes in contact with the top card, and pulls it down while leaving the card behind it still in the deck. That's why you need this out-jogged right here, so it stays on your pinky when you're pushing down, and the bottom card stays in the deck. Well, the card that just got changed is right above it, still face up in the deck, so you are a little unclean after this change, but it's pretty easy to cover up. Okay, so one more time, you have the double. Place it into the middle of the pack. Out-jog it like that, keep the corners flush. Make sure there is a out-jogged corner, so when you push down with your finger, this card can stay in the still out-jogged. Okay, so that's the Sidewinder change, and really it just takes practice and getting the shaking rhythm down with the actual change. Okay, so that's at like an exposed view, and it looks like a nice clean change from a good angle. Take a card, the 6 of spades. Place it into the pack, watch. Just give the 6 a shake. And a spectator won't even notice your index finger going up there and pulling it down. It's not something that they would spot out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And yeah, later.